And welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another edition of ESL Open Cup Asia number 142. I am your host, Light VIP, and with me, it's the one, the only, the streamer himself. Welcome, Asher.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning at 1 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, sending out a cheeky SCV already. It is Prep Esports Korean player playing out of the land of Japan. It is HonMonO.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the one, the only, literally, unless I'm mistaken, the only Zerg player in the entire bracket. he's all alone out there, Papi. He needs someone else doing it for the waifu. It is Yoger.
Mate, they're all in the upper bracket. This is just a qualifier. This is for all the non-Zerg players to get the chance to face off against Zergs. But meanwhile, looks like Yoger knows exactly who he's up against. Sends out a little bit of a drone scout to look for this proxy, and he does in fact find the proxy, but HonMonO already with a third SCV pulled.
Yeah.
So it looks like, I think they've done this before.
This is very interesting. I mean, two more drones rock up as well. It looks like with these two drones, one of these SCVs is going to be forced back. Only a single Rax will finish. I mean, you bring that up correctly, because if you remember, these two players technically do play in the same DreamHack region, and just like that, one of those Raxes is shut down.
Yeah, one of those Rax goes down. So this is a single proxy Rax with Marines, which is not exactly what you want. And it looks like he is going to bail on that right away.
Now, this is a walk of shame if I've ever seen one. This is...
Yeah, that's an Overlord.
True. Aye. Oh my god.
Fine.
Yeah. But as you were saying, like, it's really kind of crazy to see, like, these two players kind of metagame each other in a way. But I guess it makes sense because they're very familiar with each other. And now, like, I guess we're transitioning from here.
You're right, lad. I have to agree with you. Both players have metagamed each other here, and Zerg has come out on top because, you know, when two players metagame each other, the one that wins is the Zerg, of course.
It's gonna be one of those casts, isn't it? You're like, mate, I was smudging last night, alright? Let me have this, okay? Let me... My god!
Meanwhile, yeah. HonMonO has realized there is only one way to get back into this game, and that is by getting that coin, going to flip that coin, just yeeting that coin straight into the atmosphere. Instead of waiting to see if it lands heads or tails, he just walks away.
Asher, this is why I love HonMonO, okay? I know you have your reservations. You're like, mate, he's a clown, Papi. He's a clown.
This is not allowed.
This is illegal. I'm like, it is illegal. And he's going to show you that Terran can get away with it.
Oh my goodness. So I saw this recently in the GSL. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Bunny did this against Ragnarok, where he went for 3 CC after one Rax and got his 2 eBays straight away as well. But he did that with his Rax at home. He did that from the get-go, and it looked incredibly greedy. HonMonO has just done that with his Rax on the other side of the map. If he gets away with this, this is disgusting.
This is disgusting, man. I remember Gumiho doing something similar to this as well, if you recall. I think we were able to cast it together, but I don't think Gumiho went as far as to get double eBays behind it. He just went for a faster third TC. So yeah, this is crazy. I mean, thankfully Yoger is going to get a full scout. He will see the third TC and both eBays, as well as the Raxes and all the production as well. 3 Rax behind this, by the way, which I guess makes sense. But
so greedy.
It is.
Oh my goodness. So he has made a Marauder and a bunker at the front, which I really like, because the one concern I have here is if a few roaches rock up, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, you got no factory, you got no starport, you're just dead.
Not with one Marauder.
I have to wonder what happened the last time they had a game like this for Yoger to not do something aggressive off the back of this, because he's playing extremely standard, and I think the greed of HonMonO might actually pay off here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I need to correct you after the beginning of the game when you're like, oh, after the metagame, mean the Zerg's ahead. Well, I mean, what if you metagame the metagame, Puppy? I mean, oh my god.
You can just do anything as Terran. For free.
This is disgusting.
He just built 4 axes for free.
5. He's 5 axes at a factory, mate. Let's go.
It's buy 4 get 1 free.
Oh my god. But yes, this is wild, and I 100% agree with you. Like right now there is no aggression from Yoger. It looks like Yoger wants to try and meet the greed of his opponent, but it just doesn't really work that way. Like he's still a little bit behind as a result. He's trying to drone up, to get me wrong, but the worker counts are worryingly close at the moment right now. Thankfully it's gonna take a while for this third base to get up and running because of these things, I guess. But yeah, this is I need to have a shower. I just had a shower. I need to have another shower after this.
This is very odd. I mean, if you dropped me into this game at 6 minutes here, I would have no idea that it started with a failed proxy racks, because
true.
The Terran looks ahead, honestly.
Yeah. Mate, I forgot that it was a failed proxy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. There is no hope. There is no. Oh,
it's
boy.
over.
It's over, Bobby. It's over. I mean, here we go. I mean, 1-1 just finished up. We have the armory for 2-2 as well. Gonna finish up. We'll start actually faster than that of Yoger. Yoger just continuing to take up as well, going into a spire. Which,
interesting.
Yeah, I can see working. Maybe I can see working.
I think the only problem with this is he did scout mass barracks as well. So while I do normally like Aspire in a lower eco situation, because it means the Terran's going to be a little bit lower on Marines, and mass Marine really is the best way to handle early mutas. He isn't low on Marines, he isn't low on eco, he isn't really low on tech. He's kind of just gotten away with this, and I think we've got to submit this one to Harstom's Is It Imba or Do I Suck? Because I denied his proxy racks. He wasn't able to get any of them up. He just made 1 Marine, floated his barracks away, and I'm still behind.
True. I worry as well. I worry that HonMonO could potentially hit a 2-2 timing here with Mass Marine, and me throw in a couple of Marauders for good measure. And I worry if Yoger invests a little bit too much into these mutas that he won't have enough to defend. We'll see. Thankfully, he is creating a bailing force. His creep spread is honestly looking pretty good as well. And that's the one downside of HonMonO's build, is that he hasn't had any map presence at all. So because that Yoger, he does have a little bit of leeway with his creep.
Yeah, this is something we see a lot with greedier builds, especially with something like a CC first 3cc, anything like that. It takes a long time for your production to kick in and start getting you to the same kind of army supplies that you would normally have in these positions, and that gives the Zerg a lot of room to tech. So reminds me of a game I saw with Spirit, where he went for a very, very fast 4cc, and a laser who was playing against him basically just went up to 100 drones, and the Zerg can often just outgreed the Terran, but I'm not sure that's exactly what we're seeing here.
Yeah, like as you say that, Yoger straight up has had the opportunity to get up to potentially 100 workers, right? Like creating this Lingbane army, I understand that it's a little bit, you don't feel too safe being as greedy and droning up that much, but it's something that it could have pulled off, and unfortunately it hasn't happened here. As a result, Yoger has a decent economy, but not an amazing economy.
Yeah, that's right. And meanwhile, it looks like HonMonO is aware of the mutas. He is starting his drilling claws, starting his Thors as well, got his turrets in his mineral lines as well, so he's finding himself in quite a comfortable position here. That's a lot of turrets. Yeah. Earlier he was able to scan the natural base. He saw the spire as it was building, and he is more than ready for this. Mutas are going to try and dive in, but again, there are Marines all over the place to meet them. Thankfully, no mutas go down yet, but HonMonO is responding nicely. Yeah, looks like we are having an attack here on this fort that is going to prevent it from becoming a planetary fortress. At the same time, the Lings and Bane's getting right on top of the bio here.
Oh yeah, exactly. The Thor comes out just in time as well, but it gets surrounded. The Widowmines haven't really come into play at all, and the Ling Bane actually finding a lot of room here.
Yeah, that's right. Due to his opening, it looks like HonMonO really just does not have the supply necessary to deal with this attack.
Yeah, oh my god. Maybe it wasn't illegal. Oh my god, as GG gets called, Yoger finds a way in, and he takes the game.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying we weren't really sure that Yoger was being aggressive enough or being greedy enough, but it looks like he knew exactly what he was doing. Just got to a very kept things very simple. And sometimes in StarCraft, the best thing to do is just keep your plan nice and simple, hit a clean timing, and kill them.
Yeah, yeah. GG, well played. I'm very impressed there by Yoger. I think we were all seeing the writing on the wall, especially if the fourth base got up and running. I think that would have been the worst part. If we were able to have a defensive position there. But as we saw, there weren't any turrets or any Widowmines set up at that fourth. That was like the best angle that Yoger could have pushed in as, could have pushed in, and yeah, he was able to get there just in time before again HonMonO was able to get up and running.
Yeah, that's right. Really good patience from Yoga there. Just waited till that fourth was being taken. Realized that one moment of weakness, especially with HonMonO spending so much on those turrets. I think possibly a little bit too much on the turrets and bunkers, and just didn't have the army supply to defend an area that hadn't been set up yet.
Oh boy, my faith in Zerg has been restored, Asher.
Mate, I never lost mine, I'll tell you that much.
Oh god, shaking my head, shaking my head.
As here in the top right hand corner, fighting against the insurmountable odds that is any Zerg. I'm joking. It is Prep Esports HonMonO.
You're like, look at that puppy. He went for proxy 2 racks, you know, it didn't get scattered. Like,
he did everything.
He got home. He went 3CC double eBay. He got away with it. It didn't even matter. Oh god. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of he did everything right. Inside and out, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player himself doing it for the waifu. It is Yoger.
Mate, he did 2 builds. He did a proxy 2 racks and the 3cc upgrades before second and third racks. He did both of them.
He did 2
in the same game.
He did 2 builds and none of them worked, puppy. What can you? He needs 3 builds next time. He needs.
Mate, he just lost the 2v1. What can you do?
What can you do?
Just get A move.
The narrative. Oh, it's disgusting, mate. It's disgusting. But this time, Yoger, of course, he goes for another drone scout looking for any kind of proxy racks. This time, HonMonO wise enough not to do it 2 games in a row. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do see he's got those rapid fire clicks on. I just saw a line of clicks.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I gotta do that so people can be like, wow, 400 APM.
True,
wow.
True. Oh my god. Yeah, you don't see it too often with Terran, but you know, it is nice to see, and now we have to see how is HonMonO going to approach this, because I feel like typically in TvZ HonMonO is a little bit less crazy. I have to take that back after last game, but what do you see?
So this does look like a 3cc at this point. Looks like a pretty standard 3cc. I do remember some of HonMonO's recent games, he has been going for a 3cc 2-1-1. So let's keep our eye out for that one. I think even against Yoga we saw it a couple times.
Yeah, we were able to cast the Taiwan, Hong Kong, Japan, Macau, Mongolia, the qualifiers for this region of DreamHack, and yeah, I believe they did face off against each other as well. As you were saying, there we go. There is that 3rd CC coming along the way, and yeah, it's pretty interesting how HonMonO approaches this matchup a little bit different to some of the others. Some of the others, him being a little bit more cheesy. Again, last game was a little bit of a difference between that, yeah. Standard. But yeah, there's that second racks.
Yeah, so it looks like he will, in fact, be going for that 3cc 2-1-1, just being a bit of a nuisance with this Reaper, but hasn't really been able to get too much going on with this. Still, no kills on that Reaper, just being annoying.
Exactly, just testing the waters here or there, looking at the units lost tab. We haven't lost anything, not even a single Ling, so you know they're just kind of skill checking each other in a way. HonMonO making sure that there's no early Roach Warren, or no delayed third, or no early gases. Everything's looking quite normal. And yeah, we're going to be getting into a bit of a more straight up game, and a game where HonMonO hopefully has a little bit more map presence compared to the last one, where he was just kind of stuck at home, making nothing but Marines.
Yeah, that's right. HonMonO does have these Hellions here to take a little bit of the map. He does have his 3cc 2-on-1 coming along. Nothing weird coming out of Yoger, so he is going to get to do his build. So we'll get to see what he has in store for us here. But Yoger showed in that last game, he's quite comfortable playing a fairly standard passive game.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, there's a reason why Yoger is one of the best Zerg players in all of Taiwan, okay? You can't do him dirty like that. You can't do something crazy and insanely greedy and get away with it. Sometimes you can, but already the Hellions kind of dive on in and, ooh, they kind of get surrounded here by the Lings.
Yeah, beautiful maneuvering with the Lings. Not really enough Lings to kill the Hellions, but they did manage to trap those Hellions in with the Queen, and we do see 2 Hellions and the Reaper going down for very little drone damage.
Exactly. Very nicely done here by Yoger. And now I have to eat my words a little bit, talking about how HonMonO can be a little bit more active on the map. Not anymore. He still at least has 2 Hellions, and we got drops on the way, but now he's stuck at home.
Yeah, the drops are on the way with these 2 E-bays coming down as well. Does look like he is progressing further into the game. Meanwhile, for Yoger, as soon as he finished off those Hellions, he immediately started up a lair and a Baneling Nest, getting his 4th now quite early as well. So does feel very comfortable at this point to greed out a little bit of a lead here.
Yeah, he even takes his gases at his 3rd base, which is interesting. This is even more greedy than normal, so he could be looking to get into, make use of that lair and actually get into mutas again, maybe get into Aspire again. It may be his go-to Ling Bane muta. We'll see.
Yeah, just having a look at the units tab here, he just finished up his 6 only Lings. So with this double drop coming across the map, he has 6 Lings and Queens to defend it. Should be no problem.
I was about to say the same thing. I mean, you say that, but we only have 6 Queens here for Yoger, so not exactly what you want. You know, you always talk about how you need a couple more Queens, but maybe 6 is going to be enough anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, this could get a little bit dicey. This 4th is very greedy. He's going to be losing an Overlord, losing a little bit of that creep spread, and it does look like this 4th will be denied.
Yeah, exactly. This wasn't enough here. Yoger forced to cancel his 4th base. Again, Asher, you know it's not that easy. It's not but at the same time, Yoger did skip out on the Queens, and that does hurt his defensive capabilities as well.
Yeah, we do see Yoger has managed to get out a few Banelings here, but he doesn't really have the Lings to buffer for them, so he will have to be playing this very passively just for the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a little bit of a reinforcement coming in here from HonMonO. Does have that 3rd medevac coming in. A bit of a change to the 2-on-1 that we've been seeing in the last few years.
Yeah, exactly. We do have a Widowmine mixed in as well. How good is the Widowmine shot going to be? Goes off on a Queen, not on Ling Bane, thankfully, but now with the Queen going down, we have that much less transfused energy, and ooh, HonMonO is forcing this all the way back. Nice target fire.
Yeah, it's a good retarget there by HonMonO just on that Queen, just to make sure the Lings weren't dragging, because Yoger did a very nice maneuver there with the Lings running all the way to the back of the army to try to drag the mines over. But nice micro, nice counter micro coming out, and HonMonO manages to preserve most of his forces. Yoger manages to push back the attack.
Yeah, but I feel like, you know, HonMonO, he was able to achieve quite a lot with that push, right? He was able to deny the 4th base. He got a couple of Queen kills as well. 1 Queen in total and a bunch of Banelings. Not bad at all. Yoger, as a response to that, though, is trying to double expand. He needs to get at least one of these 4ths up and running. And we were talking about it earlier. Mutas are going to be on the way once again.
That's right, mutas are on the way. Meanwhile, on the side of HonMonO, if this was a standard 2-on-1, I would say that he probably didn't get enough damage, but it is a 3cc 2-on-1. He has a lot of his infrastructure all coming up now. Got his 2-2 just about to be on the way here, and he's got his extra factory as well. So he is chugging along quite nicely here.
Yeah, he's getting his 4th on the way as well. He's still active with his drops. 1 drop here on the right-hand side. Another little bit of a Heli runway on the left. But have the mutas been spotted here? HonMonO didn't go for a scan, I believe. But, oh no, never mind, he did. He did see the Spire and confirms the mutas as well with these Hellions. And similarly to last game, is working on those Thors.
Yeah, Charlie has those Thors coming out, has gone very heavily into the turrets once again, but does have his 4th on the way here. So we'll see what his adjustments are for this game. Does look like his supply a little bit nicer here at least, so he does have that going for him.
Yeah, his supply is going to be able to keep up a little bit better here. Something that he hasn't done is that he hasn't gone into drilling claws like the previous game. He hasn't gone into widow mines, as he does only have one factory up and running. There we go. The second one does start up, so he can start that mine production, but for the time being, doesn't have any to do with these mutas.
Yeah, try. We do have these extra barracks coming up as well. Nice reactions there by HonMonO. Does get that double drop straight into the main and will be able to defend his buildings. We have the drilling claws on the way. We have the 2-2. And very active here out on the map with the Marines is HonMonO, just trying to keep those mutas out of his bases.
Oh yeah, but the mutas are already doing a little bit of work, right? They haven't really dealt any economic damage, but they are keeping HonMonO at home, and the creep spread is getting closer and closer to the potential fourth base of HonMonO. Never mind, he doesn't expand to the right-hand side. He's actually going over towards the left instead.
Yeah, that's right. He will be setting up that fourth. Does have the army here to accompany it. So we do remember last time as well, the fourth going down was Yoger's signal to attack. So we'll have to see if this is going to be the same thing as he starts to set up here for an attack on the third.
Oh, exactly. But you know what? Oh, the Winterbites are coming out. Two of them get targeted down immediately. Now there's only one up and running. Sorry, two of them here with the main army. The Lingbane getting ready to dive in towards that third base. Okay, Yoger actually going to be rotating around instead.
Yeah, you're just going to go this way and that way. It looks like he's setting up an attack on both sides. So we'll be running in with the Banelings there on the third to try to take out a lot of those SCVs. Meanwhile, setting up the attack on the fourth. And most of the army of HonMonO is situated at the fourth here.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, these Winterbites are not borrowed. The Banelings do get into the mineral line, and just like that, it does entirely go down. The rest of the army is responding in kind. Yoger getting ready to go in towards that fourth.
Yeah, nice control there with those Banelings. Does take out a lot of those SCVs, takes out the Super Depot as well. Meanwhile, here at the fourth, the defenses are far too much. Yoger needs to get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Yoger finding success at the third, not so much at the fourth. Looking at the Unislots tab, as we do not have WCS game heart, feels bad, man. 16 SCVs did go down.
Yeah, so that mining at the third has been pretty significantly hampered, but at the same time, there are a lot of turrets here. These mutas are not going to get any damage, so I do like that Yoger not committing any further into the air. Oh, as I say that, goes through the air upgrades right away.
Welcome to the caster life, puppy.
Hey.
Oh my god. So yeah, you know, he sees the turrets and he's like, hold my beer, man. I'll get some damage done. Let's go. Let's get some +2 air attacks, puppy. Up.
Meanwhile, the Thors are taking to the air. We are one Thor short of a quad Thor drop.
Mate,
let's go.
Quanta may not be here in the bracket, but he is here in spirit, puppy. The fourth Thor.
Fourth Thor. It started up. It's ready. One of those medevacs. It was feeling naked. It was feeling empty. It needs a Thor.
It needs to be
nestled in its body.
You say I go too far, Buffy. The League Bane is rolling on him, trying to crash into that planetary. At the same time, he engages with the army, but the Marauders are taking up so much, and the Marines survive.
Oof. Yeah, the Marauders and the Thors taking so much, and he was not able to take out the base as well. A little bit of indecision there by Yoger. Not sure whether to go for the base or to go for the Marines. Kind of went a little bit for both and just wasn't quite able to get the hits that he needed. And this is HonMonO's sign to go straight across the map here. Looks like these Thors, unfortunately, will be walking.
Oh, yeah, they will be walking. The medevac's feeling quite empty indeed as the mutas are going to be going across the map, finishing off that planetary, so at least it forces HonMonO into 3 bases. But again, we need time here for the Lingbane to be rebuilt.
Yeah, that's right, and there is no time as HonMonO is looking to shove straight through the center here. Does have these Thors and the Marauders leading the charge, and the mines there as well, getting nice connections on the Banelings.
Oh, exactly. Do get some nice connections, nice micro there on those Thors. The Marines are still looking quite healthy behind this army as well. HonMonO pushing on forward. Yoger just trying to buy as much time as possible, but here we go. He pulls the trigger.
Yeah, it does look like HonMonO's gone a little bit too deep here. He's going to be having a lot of his Marines taken out, but the supply of HonMonO is just too much right now.
Oh god, HonMonO, yeah, he barely cleans this up. He can keep on pushing forward. At the same time, the mutas are trying to catch some of these reinforcements across the map, and this is forcing HonMonO to pull back.
Yeah, beautiful move here by Yoger, using these mutas just to clean up the reinforcing Marines, because this push of HonMonO here, this has no staying power if the Marines can't reinforce it to defend these mutas. And having all these Marines cut off like this is going to put an end to the push for now.
Yeah, exactly. HonMonO forced all the way back, and now he's in a really precarious position because his 4th base went down. He hasn't been able to rebuild or resaturate his 3rd base after losing all those SCVs. He does have a rebuilt 4th, but economically, he's in shambles.
At the upgrades as well, it does look like that I don't know what it's called. The corruption? What is it?
Contamination.
Contamination. Disgusting. The contamination there on that eBay isn't going to do too much, but these mutas, on the other hand, certainly are.
Oh my god.
Or not. I'm just gonna not fucking say anything.
Just don't say anything about the mutas, mate. Just leave it alone.
Alright. And in roll the Banelings. Banelings going to be taking out all these turrets at the third. The Ultras as well here, right on time with that low bio count, are going to make a huge difference here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the mutas may have gone down, but the Ultras come in strong. They still don't have Katniss plating, but they may not need it in the end as the Lingbane rolls on forward. The third base has gone down. Some cheeky micro here with the Thors, but oh, the Thors go down. GG gets called, and Yoger takes the series 2-0.
Yeah, well done by Yoger. There's some really nice moves throughout the mid game and did a really good job with the crisis management. In the end, sending those mutas to clean up the reinforcements. We do see HonMonO in the chat at the end there saying, I hate muta. Me too. Me too.
0% win rate against. Man, you killed all the mutas, Papi. you killed them all. What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. The damage was done.
They didn't deal any. The only thing they did was cut off reinforcements, Papi. Ah.
It was the +2 on the mutas.
True. Oh god, GG, well played, and Yoger does 2-0 HonMonO, moving on in the bracket. You love to see it when these players of the same region are able to face off here, able to flex, their knowledge of each other as well. Oh, and here we go. Oh my god, HonMonO saying he even studied Yoger. Wow.
Knew all about it, said I knew that you drone scout, and he still went for the proxy racks.
True. I mean, hey, look, the proxy racks didn't kill him that game, okay? It didn't even put him behind him.
True. They put him ahead.
Put him ahead. Oh god. But if we have a look at the bracket, Yoger has an opponent ready and waiting for him.
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah.
So I was about to make a joke about Zergs. You know, when they're in the bracket, they just go ahead. They go ahead further and further into the bracket. But looks like he has stumbled upon the #1 seed here. Whether he's actually seeded #1 or not, or I've just decided that, not sure. But it is Hero.
Oh, yeah. I believe he is the #1 seed as well. Hero is the best Protoss player in the entire world right now. All eyes are on him to not only take this series, but win the entire tournament. So, Yoger has got a bit of an opponent in front of him. A little bit.
Yeah. We'll have to see here what Yoger has in store. I know he is a sneaky Zerg. He's got some nice tricks up his sleeve, and he's going to have to pull out the nastiest tricks he's got here to take out the strongest Protoss that there is. The one that's been defining the meta for the last few months in Hero.